Welcome back, America. One of the great things that Amanda and I enjoy is that we have these extraordinary partnerships. And one of them is with the Government Accountability Institute, which was founded by Peter Schweitzer, and also includes our next guest, my co-author on our most recent book, Seamus Bruner, one of the best investigative reporters in this country. And he's got some new news for us. Seamus, what are we going to break tonight?
Hey, John and Amanda, it's great to be with you again. Tonight, we're moving off of Ukraine and Russia for just a moment, and we're in Georgia, focusing on Stacey Abrams and her various self-enrichment schemes.
Yeah, an exciting thing. I want to lay the land on this. So if everybody remembers, Stacey Abrams was the surprise candidate of 2018, gave Brian Kemp a good run for his money in the election, and she portrayed herself as sort of this working class woman worth only $109,000. 3 years later, tell us what you found out about her net worth and how did it happen?
Yeah, that's right, John. This is a great rags to riches story worthy of Washington. Like you said, Stacey Abrams just worth a modest low six figures at $109,000 in 2018. Now, that same year, she pulled in close to $300,000 from a little known, little heard of company called Now Account. And Now Account is basically a small business loaning company that loans money to various small businesses in Georgia, ostensibly. Now, this company, Now Account, was kind of the brainchild of Stacey Abrams and a few other individuals in Georgia. And what the business model was is they would purchase invoices that were due to small businesses in Georgia, giving them some cash, giving these businesses some cash immediately. Now, those businesses would have to pay back those invoices when they got the money. Well, what we found is, and this was a really interesting idea. I have to give it credit to Stacey Abrams. She had this brilliant idea, she said so, to put the government on the hook, to get these loans backed by the government so that if any of these businesses were unable to repay the money, the taxpayers were on the hook. It's nice business if you can get it. But what ended up happening is Stacey Abrams is pulling in $300,000 in 2018. These businesses started to default, several of them, at least 30. And that put the taxpayers on the hook for $1.5 million. Now, as we said, $100,000 net worth. Stacey Abrams, just 3 years later, is worth over $3 million. That's a nearly 3,000% increase. And now she's got a mansion valued at over $1 million that she recently bought. So, yeah, this was a really good business for Stacey Abrams, and it's really bad for the taxpayers.
Amazing story. Just amazing. As we're, Seamus, it looks like we might have lost Amanda for a second. So let me go back and ask a little bit more about this. Stacey Abrams, this risk level that when you do this type of loan business, you're basically taking a loan against future receivables. It's risky. She goes to the Obama administration, right? This program was a Barack Obama administration concept. Tell us how the Barack Obama administration got involved in this and made this all possible.
Yeah, so this was under the 2010 Jobs Act. It feels a lot like Solyndra and the TARP bailout money, where companies that had no business taking taxpayer-backed funds took it anyway, and then they went belly up, and the taxpayers were left holding the bag. So this was the 2010 Jobs Act. Stacey Abrams claimed in an Atlanta Journal-Constitution piece that she read the 2010 Jobs Act and had this brilliant idea of how to get government financing for her private business clients. Now, what's really unsettling about all of this is that at the time this business was founded, Stacey Abrams was the minority leader of the Georgia House. She was very well politically connected. In fact, on the Now Account website, when now her bio has been scrubbed from that website and she's tried to distance herself. But if you go back on the Wayback Machine, you can see her bio on the Now Account website. And it is just littered with all of Stacey Abrams' government connections. It says she's got close contacts with the mayor of Atlanta's office. She's got close contacts with the Development Authority. She's very experienced in tax increment financing. All of these kind of buzzwords that indicate Stacey Abrams has got good crony connections inside the government, which she did. And nonetheless, she's working for a private business. Now, it gets weirder and worse. This business Now Account contracted with the state of Georgia. The 2010 Jobs Act funds were released by the federal government, but it was distributed by the state of Georgia. Well, Stacey Abrams has connections, of course, in the state of Georgia, and it's the Community Development Agency of Georgia that is dispersing these funds. People inside that office started to get unsettled. They started calling the Now account relationship a headache, and it was unseemly. One of the co-founders of Stacey Abrams' company actually threatened the development authority, saying, "Do I have to involve the legislature?" Now, the people inside that office knew that was sort of a thinly veiled threat. They said Stacey Abrams in an email. They say Stacey Abrams is an executive at this company, and it raised a lot of questions. Now, that executive walked it back and said, "No, I'm not talking about my co-founder, Stacey Abrams. I'm just talking about, are we going to have to tell these businesses to complain to the legislature?" It was kind of a weak explanation. But nonetheless, the connections just go on back and forth between Stacey Abrams and the legislature and the Georgia government dispersing these funds.
Unbelievable. It's crazy.
Yeah, and Seamus, I'm used to public figures, politicians being morally flexible, by the way, on both sides of the aisle. So I'm used to that moral flexibility, even when there's not any criminality or illegality involved. But is there any type of illegal or criminal element here?
Well, I'm not sure that there's any legal or criminal element here, and that's really the most unsettling thing about it. The law does state that a Georgia official cannot own more than 25% of a company that is contracting with the state. So if Stacey Abrams had held 25% of this company, that would have been at the very minimum unethical, possibly even illegal. Stacey Abrams held 16%, but that is a massive 16% when you look at how much the company is worth today. It just last year, Now account got a $29 million financing deal, private equity deal, that, by the way, before Stacey Abrams came up with this business scheme of getting the government to back her loans, that wouldn't have been possible.
Amazing. Just amazing. Well, Seamus, we're going to have all of this on Just the News in the morning. Everybody can check that out. And thank you for some great reporting. We can't wait to have it. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back after the commercial break. Got a lot to talk about wrapping up the day.